do our top 5 cast ensembles. Now, this was one we've been talking about for weeks. We've been talking about this for weeks because it's such a broad, and this was not easy. And I admittedly did a crash course in this because I had a really busy weekend. And I sat down this morning. I woke up. I'm like, fuck, get all this shit ready for the podcast. And then I had to go to band practice. And when I go to band practice, it usually means I'm doing not only just playing my guitar, but also be doing shots with the bass player for like 2 hours. So I'm like, I need to do it all now because there's no way in hell I'll do it when I come back. So this was tough. So I will start with my number 5, going back to my youth of the 80s. Top 5 cast ensembles. Number 5 for me, The Outsiders.
Damn.
Oh yeah, good one, dude.
You ain't fucking around, are you?
Hey, Golden Pony Boy.
Wow.
That was a big movie when I was a kid, man. That was big.
Read the book in high school, grade school, right?
We read the book. I've never seen the
Hinton,
film,
right? Is that
so in that? So let's think. So you had C. Thomas Howell, you had Emilio Estevez in there, you had Matt Dillon,
Ralph Macchio,
Sweep the leg.
the Estevez Sheen brothers, right?
the Sheen brothers. I mean, just amazing cast of up and comers. That just so that when we talked about this, I probably should have been higher, but these other ones, while I love that movie, these probably, you know how when you look at something at a specific time, certain things shift.
Oh yeah.
So this might move up a little bit further, but that was one of the first ones that came to mind when I was a kid. That was just a big movie.
Good one.
Oh man.
Talk amongst yourself. Who wants to go first?
I'll go next. This one, just because of how funny it was, and I really was happy with the casting and Tropic Thunder, man.
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder.
Oh, good one. Downey Jr., man.
Yeah, man. You had Tom Cruise, Ben Stiller, Jack Black. Man, the list is endless. Matthew McConaughey. You just go on. And that movie was so much fun and hilarious. Can't get away with doing that shit nowadays, but I liked everything about that movie. The cast was top notch, man. Fucking hilarious.
Shout out to Blake. This is one of my fun movies to watch. I love JFK.
Oh, a lot in there.
Wow.
Oliver Stone.
What a great movie. I mean, aside from just the cast ensemble itself, I just love the subject matter and the way he makes you think about the different conspiracy theories. Great fucking movie.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah. Good stuff. Well,
Good shit.
I think I don't know if you guys, I'm sure we should all have a Quentin Tarantino movie, at least one in our top 5.
Absolutely.
My number 5 is the newest one of his stuff. You don't? Wow. How about that, Pat? No, okay. The newest one of his bunch that he's made, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's become one of my more favorite films. You're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Emile Hirsch, Timothy Olyphant's in it. Danielle Harris has a scene in it, which a lot of people forget. Bruce Dern, Dakota Fanning, Luke Perry's in it. That was his last thing, right? Al Pacino, Kurt Russell,
amazing.
Damian Lewis. The list just goes on in this thing. But have you guys both seen it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's I don't know. It might not be my favorite Tarantino movie, but it might be up there as maybe number 2 at least. It's
my mind always goes. I do have a Tarantino movie, but my mind always goes back to older movies when we do shit like this. So that's the dynamic that I love because we're all. We go back. We go to different periods. So like when you're mentioning, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even think of that. Now I have to go back and revisit that. That's what's fun about this.
Yeah, from current standpoint, and
yeah.
I just like, I guess with what happens in the movie, it kind of Quentin Tarantino went a different direction of how that all went down, which I thought was, I just thought it was just outstanding. The end of that film, the last, if you need to just watch the last 25 minutes of the movie, if you understand what's happened, if you've been told what happened before that, watch the last 25 minutes of the movie. Oh man, a lot of fun. But yeah, that's my number 5. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Very, very good.
Very nice.
So my number 4, albeit it's a remake, but you can't deny the list of people that's in this fucking film, Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
You
I was toying with it, Pat. I was toying with it.
You could do the original or the remake.
You could do the original. You could do all. You could do all three of Ocean's 11, 12, 13. You could do all of them. But for me, the first one stands out as my favorite of the trilogy of the remake, so to speak. Just amazing cast in that freaking film.
And it goes with the sequels too. But
that's what I'm saying. You could just keep going, and we could just do a whole friggin' thing on all three of them. It's like a trilogy.
Amazing.
Yeah, Travis. Yeah, Oliver Stone usually had great. He had a lot of good movies with casts. Even like Natural Born Killers has got a great cast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry if it's brought up. I didn't mean to. I was just going off his comment.
Or the Doors. Oh God, I love the Doors.
Yeah. Whew, list goes on.
What you got? What say you, Joe?
Golly, man. So the list, I mean, it's hard to narrow it because it just depends on what's your cup of tea, right? Like, what do you want in a movie?
This is good because it's a very good range here. I love this range.
Like, for me, it's another comedy, and it's something that always stuck with me, like, because of this line, Black Panther, you know, and you'll get it. Anchorman. The Legend of Ron Burgundy. I mean, you got Paul Rudd, Will Ferrell, Steve Carell. I mean, you just go off and just, you know, even Anchorman 2, 1 and 2, you can put them together. Fine. It's so funny. Y'all know the lines they're all quotable. Yeah, I had to go with Anchorman, man. Just, it was the best. They work so well together. They work so great.
Wow.
Blake thrown in there is number 4. The other one.
Yeah, I couldn't choose between which one. If I had to do, I would go 2 because of Chuck Norris, probably.
Yeah, and Van Damme. Yeah,
and Van Damme. The third one, you got Harrison Ford and Mel Gibson.
God, that one's hard.
That's why I could put. I don't have one of the expendable movies in my list. I would have if you're going to combine like a series like Ocean's 11, like you want to do a series of the best cast, that could be something off board next time too. But
by far,
yeah. Oh, my next one is a top 10. It would be Heat from 1990.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Heat is got probably one of the best action sequences ever outside in the bank robbery. It's a Michael Mann film. Michael Mann's made some really good stuff. You know, we're talking Pacino, De Niro, Val Kilmer, John Voight, Tom Sizemore, rest his soul, right? Diane Venora that plays isn't that Pacino's wife in the movie, right? Amy Brenneman, Ashley Judd. God, the list. Ted Levine. Ted Levine's a great actor. Dennis Haysbert. William Fisher. Natalie Portman, a young Natalie Portman, right? Tom Noonan. Hank Azaria. God, the list goes on. Danny Trejo. Henry Rollins.
Amazing.
I'll go. That's about where I'll stop at that. But that's and now they just came out with a prequel book, so I'm thinking about going to pick up that book I got plenty of other books to read. But
aren't they planning to put that to film, or am I wrong?
They are, because Michael Mann's a part of it. Yeah,
because I thought I heard that. Yeah, I'd love to see that.
That's amazing.
That movie, it's just the atmosphere of the movie, the music. You know, Moby did a lot of the music. I don't know if you guys are big Moby fans. I like some of the stuff Moby's done.
I could give or take. Yeah,
give or take. Gotcha. But Heat, great film.
Very, very cool. So my number 3, because there's a laundry list of mob films, and this is one that is near and dear to my heart, and show my age again because the people that are in this are very well known. And this is one of the ones that came off the top of my head. Shout out to the late, great Ray Liotta, but Goodfellas.
Yeah. I toyed with this because it's one of my favorite movies too.
It's one of my favorite films. I had to put it on the list. One of my favorite films. I mean, you got De Niro, you got obviously Liotta. Wow, I should have wrote the names down like you did. You were a little bit more.
I just have them on the list as I was going through.
I know all the people. I'm looking at all of them. And I'm just like, I know all their names, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But
you got Samuel Jackson in a small scene in that.
Samuel Jackson is in there.
Amazing.
Paul Sorvino, right?
Thank you. Just throw the names out because I can't. I'm not.
Lorraine Bracco.
Lorraine Bracco. I mean, just what a cast. I should have wrote it down like a jackass. What a cast, and everybody just blended together perfectly, and just it worked perfectly.
Did you say Pesci? You said Pesci, right? I hope you said Pesci.
Oh, Pesci. No, yeah, of course. So that is definitely it's one of my favorite films. Yeah. I'm not a big mob movie guy. There's a few that I really, really love. It's probably about 5 mob movies that I just go back to and love. And even if you don't love mob movies, that is just a fun movie to watch.
Yeah,
It really, really is.
Especially
really, really is.
when he's under a lot of pressure, he's driving around watching for the helicopters.
He keeps seeing the helicopter and he's flipping shit,
sweating. Or how about the neighbor? Right, with the neighbor with the gun, he takes the gun.
And he beats him in the fucking head with the gun. It's like, holy shit!
Touch her again, I swear to God, you're dead.
Oh,
love it.
Because he wasn't big at the time, but he got big with the Sopranos. Remember Michael Imperioli?
What Joe
Pesci does to him.
Yeah.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Why don't you go fuck yourself? And he says, like, what do you want to do? I'm a good shot.
He's like, oh, what is the world coming to? Bam, 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 bam.
Spider.
2 Martin Scorsese films Joe Pesci's in, right? 2 of them. He's been in a few. He gets it like that really bad in that movie. He gets it bad in Casino in the Cornfields, remember?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Don't beat my beautiful cousin up, right? Beat the shit
that was his brother. That was his brother.
His brother.
Blake says Unforgiven. Oh God, Eastwood Hackman, Morgan Freeman.
Classic.
Absolutely. Classic movie. Absolutely. Fuck, Travis said, as a kid, I used to want somebody to put my mailman's head in, as he delivered just like it's like, you delivered the mail to this fucking this house one more time, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Remember when he grabbed the friggin' mailman because he was delivering the notes?
And the head, in the oven, your head will go.
Ooh, Travis hits my next one. That's next on my list, but I'll wait after Joe.
Get the fuck out of here. Is it?
Oh well.
Yep, it has to do with Pat. That's why too.
You son of a bitch. That's not that. All right, we'll get there. That's my number 2 also. You son of a bitch. Yeah. See, that's you
and I are probably totally
you.
All
right, Joe, go ahead.
Sentimental to you, and obviously with
course.
me with the Stallone stuff. So,
all right, go ahead, Joe.
My number 3 is Reservoir Dogs by Quentin
Tarantino. Yes.
I love it. You got Harvey Keitel, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, Steve Buscemi, Chris Penn, Edward Bunker. You name it. This movie kind of, I remember watching it, not knowing what it was, and going back and watching it multiple times and loving that movie. Golly, great ensemble cast. And then they all went off and started more films and were all great actors in their own right.
Oh, yes. What a great movie.
Fucking Reservoir Dogs kicks ass, man.
You know, Joe, you just made me think of a nice topic, and this is something we could talk about. That movie, that's stuck in the middle with you, that song. We think of a song that's very big in a movie. That is a big part of that movie.
Absolutely.
With the ear. That's a topic. Maybe I'm going to write that down so if we can remember that. Songs that are
believe it or not, the band I used to play in back in the day, I played with this band called Ashley's Past. I was in it for about 15 years, and actually last weekend I shout out to my buddy Tom, my drummer from the band. We're still like best friends. We don't play in the same band anymore, but we're still best friends. We put that in our set after that movie, and we played it for years.
That's awesome, dude.
Because of that movie.
That's one of the craziest scenes, man. So good.
Yeah, we played that for a long time because it was big at the time, and it was just great movie. Wow. Good choice.
Well, Pat, you and I could go together, I guess, on this.
So we'll both, So Travis shouted out there. Let me spotlight Travis there. Copland with Stallone is one of the movies that endlessly throwing stars on screen from start to finish. You're constantly going, he's in this too, and that's my number 2, and apparently it's Brett's number 2.
Number 3.
Copland.
Number 3 for me. Yeah. Yeah, because you started, Pat. That makes sense.
Oh, I apologize. That's my number 2. That's his number 3. I apologize. Yeah, that's right, because I went first. So we can combine the two, and I can gush about this movie forever because to me it's sentimental. Because these guys know I watched this being filmed. It was filmed in my hometown. I met De Niro. I met Pesci. Met Ray Liotta. It was just an amazing time in my life when this came out because I was young. It was actually right before I met my wife, and it was just a lot around just the movie itself, because the movie itself is a fun movie. It's a good movie to watch. I mean,
it's not action packed. It's more of a higher end drama, I guess, in a way. It's not.
Yeah, and you look beyond the people that are in it. Besides, so you have Pesci, you have Ray Liotta, you have De Niro, you have Michelle Moriarty is in there.
Pesci's not in Copland.
Not Pesci, rather.
Keitel. You're thinking
Keitel. Thank you. I'm like, I equate them as the small guys,
right? The small guys
because they're very short. Keitel and what the hell was the guy?
You got De Niro, Peter Berg, from our
Peter Berg. Fame. Yes,
Janine Garofalo.
Janine Garofalo was she was the other cop with Stallone. Such
Rappaport, God, Annabelle Sciorra, Noah Emmerich.
That's right. That Rappaport
John Spencer.
He was that was his name when they threw him when they said they threw him off the George Washington Parade after he was leaving Scores.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, what was his name in the though?
He was the boy.
Something boy.
Baby
what was it?
boy, right?
Help us out. It was like I forget what the hell it was. It's been a while since I've watched it, but such a great movie, such a great cast, and I've been talking over Brett. It's his turn, so I'll let you guys show.
Murray Babbage is what they say in that, but he had a nickname. You know what? I don't know where you guys were getting Entertainment Weeklies around this time, so they would like Entertainment Weekly in the 90s. That was a great magazine to see something that you're anticipating. Like they did a fall movie preview, winter, summer, spring movie previews, and when I read about that movie, Stallone, I'm going to tell you, if there's a movie he probably could have gotten an award for, it could have been this one too. He put on a ton of weight. He's very well acted in it.
Yes, he was fantastic, and he should have got a nod in that.
And he's handy. He's kind of handicapped, right? He's deaf in one ear.
Yeah,
and I love the ending of the film too. How that all goes down, and just because he gets the one ear, they shoot out the one ear so he could hear. Just the whole walking up the street to get to Keitel's house and taking them all down. It was great stuff.
That's awesome.
Superboy,
Travis, thank you. Superboy is what we were thinking of, Pat. Superboy, they call him
Superboy. Thank you. I haven't watched it in a while. It's just I own it on DVD. I have the special edition. It's to me it's very special for a lot of reasons, because it was who was the director? Michael Mangold directed it.
James Mangold, who's just a little less than a month away from his Indiana Jones first one.
So such a fun movie. This is I'm highlighting this. This is great. Recorded Meatballs 2 today, guys. It's definitely not in the simulcast, but just horrible. Blake, keep an eye out for I started that 70s movie review. I just did The Warriors. Go check that out. So next, probably this week, which is Friday, I'll be dropping my review of the first horror movie I saw was Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. And when I did some research on it, I learned, where did Joe go?
Joe.
We lost Joe. I apologize. So when we I did some review research on the movie, and turns out, because the movie is about there's small creatures that come out of this fireplace, and the three creatures, which I had no idea, actually went out to greater heights than you actually thought, and one of them played the alien in Meatballs 2. Believe it or not.
No kidding.
Yes. It played. Was it Meathead? I think it was Meathead. So the one little creature in Don't Be Afraid of the Dark actually went on to one of them, and the other one went on to play E.T.
Oh, no kidding.
Out of this low budget TV horror film, because I never thought, I'm like, let me just try to research and get a little bit more backstory on this film, because that's why I'm reviewing it. And I looked at there's three creatures in it, and one was I wrote it down. Hold on, I'll spoil my own fucking review. Why not? What the hell? So Felix Silver was one of the small creatures. He played Cousin It in the original Addams Family. He played Tweaky on Buck Rogers. He played an Ewok, and he's the one that played Meathead, the alien from Meatballs 2. How fucked up is that? You never would have thought of that.
That is wild. I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, so I'll later in the week I'll be dropping that. I'm trying to do a review once a week of that shite. Joe's back and true form.
We were missing you. Are you being struck by lightning?
And Superboy Babbage, thank you.
Yeah, there's some storms outside and it just shut it out.
Are you serious? I was just joking.
No, seriously. Yeah, we've had some storms come in and out. So they just knocked out everything. Like my TV, everything just went off.
Don't be afraid of the dark, Joe. Don't be afraid
of the dark. Damn it.
Don't be afraid. But did y'all give out y'all number 2 or 1 or?
I did my 2 because my 2 was the same as Brett's number 3.
Number 3
was Copland.
So we're on my number 2, right?
Number 2.
Okay. Let's see. So my number 2 came in at it's going to be Boogie Nights. So
I forgot about Boogie Nights.
Bastard. That's not
so okay. So Boogie Nights.
It's on my face and I didn't do it. Sorry. Anyways, go Joe. Sorry.
Let's see here. So Boogie Nights, of course, the ensemble cast. We had Mark Wahlberg, Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, Heather Graham, John C. Reilly, Don Cheadle, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And that movie, for what it was, is we talk about it a lot, guys. We actually, I think we have
One
a
of
lot
my
in common. In fact,
favorites.
Luis Guzman, Thomas Jane. Fuck, man, the fireworks scene. That to me is. That's so iconic. You're like, I told you, man, we fucking come here and do something, man. We're gonna fucking do it.
What you do with me, man? We're not fucking living here. We're not that fucking money that's in that fucking box.
Fucking Night Ranger playing.
And he fucking goes in there and boo, gets blown up. Like, come on, man. Like, that movie in itself is just so good, well acted, well written, well everything.
So
and
since on the screen we've switched spots and Joe's at the bottom, I'm blowing my load. Joe just hit my number one of my favorite movies, Boogie Nights.
It's one of mine, and I didn't have it on the list. I don't know. I guess it's not.
One of my favorite movies, number one.
So good
for me, my taste.
So good.
So we got to go different now. Okay, yeah. So we just got to go counterclockwise now. I guess. So
yeah. So my number one is Boogie Nights. That is not. So now Joe went, so we're bringing it to me. So it's Boogie Nights because of the cast that Joe just listed off. It's second to none. I mean, it was shit. Who the hell did Burt Reynolds was nominated that year? Did he lose to John Travolta? No, because Travolta didn't win. Who did he lose to that year for Boogie Nights? I forget because he was up for.
I thought it was Robin
best
Williams
actor
for Good Will Hunting.
It was
because he was up and he fucking deserved it because he was
Let me get my granny
fantastic.
charger. I'll be right back.
It was great in that role. Julianne Moore was great, and to me it was. Yeah, you can tell I got a buzz on it. I'm talking about this now. It's nostalgia for me because I grew up in the 80s and we grew up in the 80s porn scene because we always used to get like videotapes. A kid that I grew up with back in my hometown, his stepfather was originally from California and his friend in California worked for a distribution company. So he used to send all these dirty tapes.
Oh, wow.
So whenever they came, we were just like, woohoo, Christmas morning. And we just watched all this shit. So
all the good stuff.
It just took me back to that time, albeit it was set in the late 70s before that. But what's nice is it shows you how the scene transitioned from typical 8mm film to the VHS and then beyond, and how Burt Reynolds as a director was fighting that because he was concerned with making a good film, not just porn. So I just love that film. It's such a fun movie to watch, and it was just I could gush about that movie all day long. So
I don't take off my skates.
That was it's just like you don't take off your skates. I don't take my skates off. Are we gonna fuck? Oh yeah.
I think we talked about that's easily one of my favorite soundtracks too, especially for a movie that has 2 volumes. 2 volumes.
2 volumes. That soundtrack is second to none. That is probably tied for my favorite movie soundtrack with Dazed and Confused.
Damn.
Which has 2 versions too.
That rocks.
All right, buddy.
Okay, so I got to go number 2 here. Number 2, I don't know. It might be one of your guys. Oh no, that was your number 1. You said number 2 is probably one that's pretty common for a lot of people, and it is Pulp Fiction. There's no doubt about it. Pulp Fiction's a classic in itself. What are we talking? Travolta, Uma Thurman, Samuel Jackson, Bruce
Willis,
Amanda Plummer, Tim Roth.
Harvey Keitel as the
Frank
wolf.
Wiley, Harvey Keitel, Ving Rhames.
That's right.
Bring out the gimp. Rosanna Arquette, and by far one of my favorite moments we've talked about in the film, Eric Stoltz. Get the shot.
Get the shot. He's like,
what do you need your blue little medical book for?
What are you looking for?
Just gotta stab her in the heart.
You gotta stab her 3 times. No, you gotta fucking stab her 3 times. Just get it to where you can get it through her breastbone.
I forgot Steve Buscemi's Buddy Holly too. Oh
yeah, that's right.
But that movie, I think at first I didn't like it. At first, it grew on me, and I just had to watch it a handful of times to really get it. And it's become
I fucking love it.
Of course. Yes,
I love it. That whole car scene.
Number 2.
The whole car scene where he blows the guy's head off, and I
shot him off in the face.
And they went, and the part where they're in the garage cleaning it.
Yep.
Okay, that to me is comedic gold. He's like, in fact, what the fuck am I doing in the back? He's like, we're fucking switching. He's like, you're picking up his head, and I'm cleaning the windows. He's like, I love
my
that
favorite part of
accidental deaths. That's remember we were going to talk about doing that. Remember?
when Travolta's getting pissed, he's like, "Well, you could have said please." He's like, "Please, pretty please with sugar on top. Just clean the fucking car."
Yeah. He's like, I apologize if I'm curt with you because time or something. And he's like, he's like, if self-preservation is what you need, then please, pretty please, with a fucking cherry on top, clean the fucking car.
You know
I like
what?
he's sitting there talking to Tarantino. He's just like, oh, he's like, these are the sheets I got from my wedding. He's like, well, you know what? I got them from my Uncle Ben or whatever. He's like, well, is Uncle Ben a millionaire? Well, your Uncle Marcellus Wallace is.
Oh yeah, Aunt Ginny.
And
Aunt
he's just
Ginny,
handing,
yeah.
he's just handing all this money to him.
Yep.
He's like, he would like to furnish you with an entire bedroom set.
Oh God, what a movie!
Awesome, dude.
Unbelievable movie. And that's the movie that kicked him that kicked him right off the friggin' Halloween 6 train.
It is awesome. Oh my gosh.
But you think Pulp Fiction too? Travolta was kind of on the downslide, and that movie brought him back. And then
that movie really
put him downslide, and then he came back.
that really reinvigorated all their careers and put them in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
After that,
Bro.
I was just thinking, accidental deaths. We should watch the Final Destination movies and watch alongs, and then we can rank our favorite deaths of the whole series.
Hey, I love that.
Lose my mind. We watch those just.
Those movies are so fun because of the creative ways that people die. I love the franchise. So good.
The beginning of that third one with the car on the street, road stuff. Woo! Good stuff. Or is that 2?
That's 2. That's 2. Oh, you talking about the car scene where the logs and all that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. Oh,
it's true. Eric Stoltz was kind of they did him a favor by throwing him in Pulp Fiction because he kind of fallen off the map.
Well, he got let go halfway through or 2/3 of the way of Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. He was there. He was supposed to be. He was Marty McFly. And then they shit canned him.
He fucked that.
So that's our top 5 cast ensembles. He was Mask. He was Rocky Dennis.
I got one more.
Oh, we got
my number one.
Got number ones. Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. That was us gushing. What was your number ones? I apologize.
Joe, you go.
My load.
All right. So my number one. There was so many great movies out there that I could have picked, but this movie to me, because I'm a sports guy and all that stuff too, like movies I love, like Hoosiers and all that shit. Any Given Sunday.
That's what I was thinking. All right.
Any Given Sunday. You got Al Pacino, Oliver Stone, Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, James Woods, Lawrence Taylor, LL Cool J, Jim Brown, rest in peace, recently just passed away. Elizabeth Berkley, Andrew Bernarski, who played Leatherface, Anne Margaret from Grumpy Old Men, Lauren Holly, Matthew Modine, Aaron Eckhart, Bill Bellamy. You keep going. John C. McGinley from Platoon. The list is endless. And the movie was badass. He's like, you gotta give it your all. And I can't do my Pacino impression, but man, Any Given Sunday. Great movie, damn it.
Wasn't James Woods the team doctor, right?
Yes, he was.
And the backup quarterback gets hurt. What did he do? Fall off the bench?
What did he do? He's like, Cherubini's hurt. What did he do? Fall off the bench? Oh, I fucking love that guy. He's a dirtbag in that movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah. He plays it pretty well.
Oh, yeah. He's a dirtbag in Casino, too.
I gotta watch Any Given Sunday again. I liked it a lot when it came out, but I think I've only seen it like twice.
Yeah, I've seen it in a long time. I think I only seen it once or twice. Good
That's
movie.
another Oliver Stone film. Oliver Stone, I tell you, man.
Yeah, Oliver Stone is right there, man.
He gets some good casts. Well, when we were talking about this, doing this topic, mine has always been the same number one, and it's True Romance. There's no doubt about it.
Whoa.
True Romance is still this list. We'll just go really quick here because it's written by Quentin Tarantino here. Let's start out here. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Val Kilmer, Gary Oldman, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken, Bronson Pinchot, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Rappaport. What do we got? James Gandolfini.
Wow.
Chris Penn, Tom Sizemore.
Bronson Pinchot.
Can I get everybody there?
Don't be. Hey, can I get something? He's like, don't be stupid.
Well, you want the Halloween connection to Bronson Pinchot. You know what he read, right?
What did he do?
He was the if you do the audio book for, I think it's Halloween Kills, he's the guy that narrates it.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think it's either Kills or Ends. It's not 2018.
Sage?
Yeah, he does audio. That's what he does. He does audio books now. It's either Kills or Ends, and I'm pretty sure it is Kills. 1 second.
That's right. with the lemon twist.
Don't be ridiculous.
But I gotta tell you, I haven't seen I think Tarantino did an alternate cut of it because the studio he didn't direct it, he just wrote it, but he has his own angle.
Yes, it's so. If you guys, when we do the Halloween movie book club of Halloween Kills, Bronson Pinchot is the narrator because I just looked up. I knew it was one of the two.
Is it on the book cover?
2018 is a woman, so it's a woman. I know that. So 2020 Halloween Kills is Bronson Pinchot. I forget who does Kills, but it's really important.
Funny.
How the hell did he get hired to do that? Just because of his voice?
I guess so. Yeah. So
the Perfect Strangers guy?
the Perfect Strangers guy. That's him. He does audiobooks now. And you would never know by the voice. When he said, I remember hearing it, and it says that Halloween Kills by Tim Wagner, read by Bronson Pinchot. I'm like, Bronson Pinchot?
They should have given our guy a chance from our other
Balky? Balky? And I looked up, I'm like, holy fuck, it's him.
You know what movies fucking scared the shit out of me on TV was the Langoliers. Remember that? He was in the Langoliers. You remember watching that? Those creatures that and they would come eat the planet or whatever. Fucking creepy, man.
Well, do you remember in True Romance where all the cocaine shoots up in his face at the girl in the car?
Travis is going back there. One moron who dies trying to burn a cross on Bubba's lawn always makes him laugh.
Oh, God, of course. Oh, yeah, he's in Risky Business, too. That's an interesting cast, too.
So what's an anticipated movie that had a completely stacked cast but was a complete disaster in your mind? Independence Day. So I know
a terrible sequel, Travis. Yeah,
I know one, and honestly, it goes back to my youth. So when I was a kid, we couldn't wait to see the Sgt. Pepper's movie.
Oh, really?
And that was the biggest bomb. You had Aerosmith in there. You had Peter Frampton. You had the Bee Gees. You had George Burns, you had Steve Martin, you had all these heavy hitters at the time, and that movie was the biggest of all time.
I'm trying to think.
So, guys,
you fucking know, I got one. Movie 43. Have you ever heard or seen of Movie 43?
Oh, that's with that it's that comedy with all the raunchy stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's wild.
Ensemble
wild shit.
There's so many actors and actresses in that, but it's trash. It's garbage.
I thought the Thin Red
Hold on 1 second. My daughter's I'll be right back.
You remember that? I should say some of the war movies you got to respect it, but Thin Red Line was dull.
Oh, I don't like it. Thin Red. Well, actually, it was you know what movie had a great cast? What was great was with Mel Gibson.
We Were Soldiers.
Yes, that movie.
Good movie.
That movie. Fuck. Good morning, Sergeant Major. And he's like, how do you know what kind of morning it is or some shit? I was like, oh my gosh, Sam Elliott.
We gotta ask Pat when he gets back because he's older than you and I. I bet you. I thought he would say it's a mad, 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 mad world because that movie was big for its time when it came out with everybody in it. So
absolutely, man. Oh, by the way, the Heat won game 2.
Tied now, huh?
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, that's why I had the TV on. I was like, fuck, I got to keep up with the score, man. It's driving me crazy.
My brother had to remind me today that Murray, this was a big thing with him because he blew out his knee and he was out, right?
Yeah.
He's just coming back.
Hey, he's kicking ass, though. This
has been anticipating for this team to be good.
Oh, dude, absolutely. They just, I don't know, man, like, they can be a force to be reckoned with for years if they can stay healthy. Because, I mean, what's his name? Big fella's too good, man. Jokic, he's too dominant, bro, not to win.
Nobody talks about, that's where the Bulls president came from. He drafted those guys and they left to come here and run the Bulls. So I don't know what he's doing here yet, but.
Dude.
Sorry. My daughter was calling me for something. Then I'm like, well, perfect opportunity to take a piss.
Pat, I just brought up to Joe. I was thinking because you probably remembered a bit more since of the age. I don't mean to say it like that, but it's true.
I'm old. I accept it. I'm old. A week from this Friday, I will be getting a colonoscopy, so I'm old.
Oh,
very nice.
How about It's a Mad, 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 Mad World? That was a big deal when that came out, right?
It was a fun movie too.
Because of all the people in it too, right?
Yeah, that was a huge cast.
Yeah.
Bronson did the narration of Kills, yes, and gave the best performance of that bunch of books. He did, and you had no idea that was him because he did not. It's not like he was reading it like Balky. Like, don't be ridiculous.
Do you think our buddy that did
Evil
the older
dies
books,
here tonight? He just had a totally different. When I actually had to Google it because when it said Bronson Pinchot, I'm like Bronson Pinchot.
Evil
Balky?
dies tonight with the lemon twist?
So I looked it up and I said,
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
No, I cannot.
Oh yeah, Genesis sucked balls.
Tell the doctor only 2 fingers now. They knocked me out, thankfully. I did tell the doctor, I said, look, while you're in there, if you see an Indian head nickel from 1976, it's mine. I swallowed it when I was like 4. So if you find it, I want it back.
What the That's awesome.
he just looked at me, he's like, you're messed up. I said, he's like, and it's funny, it's my wife's start today. He's like, my wife warned me about you. I said, I'm just letting you know, if you find anything in there, 10% goes to the house.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Hey, how about nobody? I was thinking, what could be an honorable mention from Dusk Till Dawn? That's a good cast.
That was on my short list. On my short
Absolutely.
list. Yeah, because it's one of my favorite films. That was on my short list. Yep,
Don't be
absolutely.
stupid.
Don't be
Sorry,
stupid.
that's stuck in my head now. I'm gonna be going upstairs telling my kids, "Don't be stupid."
Don't be
Love it.
stupid.
Why are you talking like that?
So, thanks for watching our latest top 5 from an episode of That Horror Movie Podcast. We do That Horror Movie Podcast every Sunday night live at 8 p.m. on this channel. And every week we feature a top 5 that we all do together and share live with everybody in the chat. So if you have any ideas, by all means, drop them in the comments below. Like this video. It helps everybody find this channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And we will see you on Sunday nights.